Hey everybody, my name is Asia and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing my March TBR, which is going to include 3 readathons. So I know I've been gone for a little bit. I've still been doing sprints on my channel and I've been a bit more active on my Twitter and my Instagram than I was a couple months ago. I just needed a break. I tend to get into like a really big reading booktube life slump in the months of January through March, but especially February. February's always really rough for me.
Nobody cares.
Last year, I literally didn't read anything in February or March. In March, I had half of it off because of Corona. So it's this time of year just tends to get me into a really bookish related slump, and
it's a struggle.
So I really just was in my Criminal Minds vibes, just chilling, okay? So I just wanted to take a break. I know that my last video, I was like, I want to post at least 4 times a month.
See, when you do clownery, the clown comes back to bite.
I don't know what I was thinking, because when I don't want to do it, I just don't want to do it, okay? And I'm not going to put pressure on myself, but I'm back and I'm really excited. I was in a severe reading slump in February, so I'm really behind on a lot of the videos that I had planned and things like that. So
fucking make it happen! I don't want to hear any goddamn excuses anymore.
So I'm going to be working on 2 TBR reading vlogs. One is going to be my ACOTAR reading vlog, and I think I'm going to split it into 2. One is going to be my ACOTAR reading vlog, which I was reading the whole series in anticipation of the new book, and I think I'm going to split it into 2, so I will have the trilogy in one video and then me reading A Court of Silver Flames in a different video, just because I don't want it to be an hour long. So I'm going to be splitting that into 2, and I'm hoping to do that this month, and then I'm going to be continuing on in my Tiffany D. Jackson video, which I started in January, but I only read 1 book. And she has 4 books, so I need to continue with that. So I'm hoping to get at least 1 or 2 books of hers in this month for that as well, and then I will wrap it up in April and post it in April, which I know that's taking forever for 4 books, but I've been on the struggle bus, okay?
Seatbelts, everyone! Please let this be a normal field trip with a friend? No way!
Cruising on down Main Street, you're relaxed and...
And speaking of being on the struggle bus,
I am severely behind on my arcs.
so that's what this month kind of is. It's a catch-up month for arcs especially, but then also on videos, as well as reading my book club books. And the readathons that I'm participating in kind of just all go into that. So the first readathon that I'm going to be participating in is the Kindle Clearout Readathon. And the Kindle Clearout is taking place from the 13th to the 19th, and you can make your own bingo board. So when I'm talking about the books that I'm reading for that, I'll put my bingo board in there. And I'm obviously going to be participating in Becca's Bookopolathon, the 48-hour round, which is happening the 20th to the 21st, and I'm super excited. My sprints are going to be 4 p.m. EST to 8 p.m. EST on my channel. I'm an official reading sprint host, so thank you so much, Becca. I love Becca. She's always so nice to me and kind, and she always invites me to do sprints. So I'm just really excited for the 48-hour readathon, so hopefully it'll get me reading a bit, because the last time we did the 48-hour readathon, I was on it, okay? I really went in on the reading. I don't think I'm gonna go that intense this time, but I'm hoping to at least get through 2 to 3 books. Last time I did 4, but I'm hoping 2 to 3. At least 2, please. And the last one I'm going to be participating in is the mini Spookathon.
I am a dumb bitch because it is Spooktober, not Spookathon. I will continue to be a dumb bitch throughout this video and call it Spookathon. I am a mess.
Which is taking place from the 22nd to the 28th. And one of the prompts I'm not going to do, but the rest of them kind of just fit in to the other stuff that I'm doing. So it should work out a-okay and be a good time. So I also have this tweet on my Twitter that I will link down below, that a whole bunch of people put links to different readathons happening this month. And I will also direct you to Nicole from Who Picked This Book. She posted her TBR earlier for March, and there's a whole bunch more readathons happening. So if you guys want to see what readathons you want to participate in March, I will have those both linked down below for you guys as resources. So now I'm just going to talk more about the books that I have to read this month before getting into the readathons. So the first books, obviously, that I told you about, I need to read A Court of Wings and Ruin and A Court of Silver Flames. I've never read either of these. Well, obviously, I've never read this one. But I haven't read Aquawar either. I've read the first 2, but never these. So I'm really excited to get to these. And I may also read the novella. I forget what it's called. I'll put the picture here.
Und was ist mit J-Lo?
Die kenne ich nicht.
People say it's a really good lead-in, so I may read it, I may not, depending on how much time I have. So if somehow you don't know what the series is about, especially after Court of Silver Flames came out, I will tell you it's basically just a fantasy retelling of A Beauty and the Beast, at least in the first book. It kind of takes off from there and doesn't really follow that after, but it is about our main character, Feyre, and she, you know, hunts for her family and basically takes care of her family, and she one day kills a wolf that ends up being Fae, so she has to pay like retribution by living in the Fae world for the rest of her life. And it kind of takes off from there, and it is so good, the series. I'm currently reading the second book. I'm hoping to finish it today because it's the 28th, the last day of the month, and I want to finish it. I'm over halfway through, so we're gonna finish it today after I film this, okay?
We did it, Joe.
So I need to continue on with the series this month so I could post my reading vlogs. The next 3 books that I have are all for book club. So the first one is Reign of a King by Rena Kent, which is on Kindle Unlimited, and this is my Swoon Sisters, my book club that I host with Nicole from Who Picked This Book. This is actually our February book, but our live show for this is not actually until March 8th at 7 p.m. EST. So I was in a slump, so I haven't read this yet, so I need to read it like right in the beginning of the month to read it before the live show. But yes, so this is on my TBR for this month, and it is a dark billionaire romance. We picked it for the trope age gap, so this does have an age gap romance in it, which is one of my favorites, so I'm really excited to get to this. Next up is our March book club pick for the Swoon Sisters book club, and that is The Chase by Elle Kennedy, which is the first book in the Briar U series, and we picked this for the trope Brother's Best Friend, and I'm really excited for this one, especially because Sarah from Sarah Shelves is going to be joining us for the live show. And the live show is going to be April 5th. We like to try and do the first Monday of the next month. So April 5th is going to be the live show. I'm not sure the time because I think the clocks are changing. All I really know is that this takes place at university, and there's a girl who falls in love with her brother's best friend, and I think they're actually roommates as well. So we love to see that, and he has tattoos.
I remember that too.
Stop it. Get some help.
We'll actually be posting our books for the next quarter on our Instagram and Twitter.
I got logged out of the Swoon Sisters Instagram and it won't let me log back in on my new phone, so we will just be using the Twitter and our personal Instagrams linked below
soon if they're not already there. Then for the other book club that I'm in, which is Stacks of Strange, in March we're going to be reading The Echo Wife, which I'm also excited for, even though Sarah gave it 2 stars, but it seems really good, and a lot of people in the book club have been anticipating it because it's a newer release, so I'm really excited to get to this one. So that was already a lot, but now it's time to get into my Kindle Clearout Readathon. I'm not going to go into descriptions for these books probably to make this video as quick and succinct as possible. So I will put a picture of my personal bingo board up here. They have more prompts, so you can make whatever bingo board you want. They have, I think, 12, because you can make either a 9 square bingo board or a 12 square bingo board. I decided to go with 9 because it is only a week long. So on the top row I have New to You Author, Write a Review, and e-arc. And in the second row I have Book You've DNF'd Before, Follow All the Hosts, and Anticipated Read. And then for the last one I have Novella or Short Book, Favorite Trope, and POC Author. So that is my bingo board, and 2 of those I literally don't have to do anything besides write a review and follow the hosts. So I think I already follow all the hosts, and for write a review I'm mostly going to be focusing on arcs that I need to review, whether they've come out or not. So I'm going to be doing at least 1 review regardless, because hopefully I'll read at least 1 arc, but I have like I think a TBR of 5 for this week. Don't know if I'm going to get through all of them, but I'm going to try my best. So for New to You Author, I decided to go with The Dark and Hollow Star by Ashley Shuttleworth. I've never read anything by Ashley Shuttleworth. This actually might be a debut. I'm not sure. I just know that this is a queer urban fantasy that has like a hidden underworld of magic, and this has fae in it, I think, and I'm just so excited for this. It's one of my most anticipated. Then for e-arc I'm gonna go with The X Talk because I need to read that one. It's one of my most anticipated. It's already come out and I actually physically own it because I just am so anticipating it, but I do need to read and review it as well, and it is on my Kindle, so I am excited because for book I've DNF'd before. I don't really hard DNF books, I generally soft DNF them, but the only e-arc that I started and like never finished was The Open House, which is a thriller about an open house, and I was liking it, but I just fell into a slump. So I want to definitely finish this one to make sure I get that review and to raise my NetGalley score. And for anticipated release, I'm going to go with The Dark and Hollow Star as well because I'm severely anticipating it, and it already came out, but I'm still really anticipating it. For short book or novella, I'm going to be going with The Float Plan, which is the shortest e-arc that I have. It's really not that short. It's like 270 something pages, but I wanted to go with the shortest e-arc that I have, maybe I'll just read a different book, but I put this one in here because it's the shortest e-arc that I have, and I thought, I was like, oh, it's kind of short because it's less than 300 pages. For favorite trope, I decided to go with the X-Talk because I think it has enemies to lovers in it, I'm pretty sure, and it also has a podcast element, and I love both those things, so that's why I went with the X-Talk. And for POC author, I decided to go with Accidentally Engaged, which is another e-arc that I have, and I'm really excited for this one as well. It's another contemporary romance. So then for Becca's Bookopolathon, I have not decided what book I'm going to do first. I will probably decide like literally the night before, just because I don't know how much I'm actually going to be reading. I may be behind, I may be ahead, so I'm going to like kind of adjust once I get there. So I know that I think the prompts are a fantasy romance or a book with a dark cover, so I will probably do dark cover because that's easiest, but we will see when we get there. I plan on focusing on e-arcs for this as well, so hopefully I will get ahead and read more arcs than I have in a long time. Then for a mini Spookathon, which literally it's going to be like Kindle Clearout, Becca's Bookopolathon, and then mini Spookathon, like one right after the other, which is kind of crazy, but I'm really excited.
We all make choices, but that was a choice.
So the first prompt is to read a spooky novella, and for that I'm going to go with The Ballad of Black Tom, which I started and never finished, which is apparently a trend with me, but I was really liking it, so I'm excited to get to it. Then for read a slow burn thriller, I'm going to go with Let Me Hear a Rhyme by Tiffany D. Jackson. I don't actually know if it's slow burn, but Tiffany D. Jackson's books tend to be a little bit more slow burn and not as fast paced, so that's why I'm going to go with this one, which will help me with my Tiffany D. Jackson reading vlog. Then for read a book by a new like thriller horror author, I decided not to choose one for this, but I guess The Ballad of Black Tom would work for this technically, because I've never read a full book by them. And for to read a thriller, mystery, or horror by a BIPOC author, literally The Ballad of Black Tom or the Let Me Hear a Rhyme by Tiffany D. Jackson, both of them work for this. So hopefully I'll knock out all 4 of those prompts with just those 2 books. It got really sunny for a second and then it went away, so if the lighting's changed, I'm sorry. But for the last prompt, it's to read a thriller, mystery, or horror book that you borrowed or an arc. And for this, I'm obviously going to go with the arc. And the only one that I have is The Burning Girls by CJ Tudor. I did not really like The Other People by CJ Tudor, but I want to give CJ Tudor another try. So hopefully I do like this one. So this was kind of a long TBR, but it's because I'm participating in so many readathons, and I also do plan on vlogging the Kindle Clearout and be like make it into like a raising my net Gilly score reading vlog, so you guys can hopefully look forward to that too. I will not promise that I will ever make it to the internet, but I'm going to try and vlog it because I'm in the middle of 2 vlogs already right now, so maybe adding a 3rd one is not going to be the best idea, but in my mind it seems smart. So that is all that I have for this video today, and I'm so glad to be back. I will have a whole bunch of things linked down below for you guys, so if you guys need to find any readathons to participate in, if you want any more information on the readathons I mentioned, if you want to learn more about the book clubs that I'm in, that will all be listed down below. But that is it for today, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye everybody!
Always posting up pictures, trying to look like you winning. I'm writing rhymes in the kitchen, soaking in moments we live in, yeah. You got the nerve to be on me, faking your life for the IG. If you got my number, don't add me, cause baby